Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking with chickpeas. Chickpeas are one of the least expensive and most nutritious foods that you can find. And here you see them in their dry form, like this. And these you can find at just about any supermarket. They're really not expensive. And you can get them in cans. It's going to be more expensive per unit, and there's also the chance that there's might be some salt mixed in. But if you're cooking from scratch like I am right now, then you really can't beat this in terms of cost. So what I did is I took the chickpeas and I soaked them in a bowl overnight, which has now been put into my Instant Pot, as you can see. And so you want to soak the chickpeas for anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. And then I'm using my Instant Pot here. I'm going to cook it on high for 15 minutes. But you could very easily take those soaked chickpeas and simply put them into a boiling casserole of water. And I think it would take between 30 to 45 minutes to cook them that way. You'd have to keep an eye on them and stir occasionally. I like using the Instant Pot because I can set it and forget it. I can go and do other things. And then with these Instant Pot cooked chickpeas, I'm going to be able to do a couple different things. So I'm going to make a salad and I'm also going to make a soup. But the first step is rehydrating and then cooking them, and then I'll be using them for different purposes. So I'm going to get my Instant Pot going. So I'm back now. It's a bit more than 15 minutes later, and here's what I have in my Instant Pot. So those chickpeas are fully cooked. They're ready to go. They can be eaten. A bit bland just as they are. So I'm going to take half and half and send them in two different directions. So I'm going to make a salad, and in the time that these chickpeas were cooking, I had a chance not only to clean up the kitchen, but to chop all of my vegetables that I'm going to be using. So for the salad, I have a tomato, celery, and some dill. For the salad, I would really encourage you to get some fine herbs. It could be dill, basil, mint, any of those, sage. They really help to bring out a lot of the flavors. And then in the other direction, I'm going to go more towards a soup. So I've cut up the rest of the celery there with some potatoes, and I also chopped up an onion. So because this soup is going to be with the intention of giving to my children and they don't really like spicy food, I'm just going to fry the onion in some olive oil in a casserole, and then I'm going to slowly add in all of the ingredients. So here you see me sauteing some onions in this casserole, and this is one of the simplest and easiest things you can do to make your food taste better. Just about any time you fry onions before you add on anything else, it's going to help to bring out the other flavors and taste very good in itself. So I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes. So now that the onions have cooked for a couple minutes now, they're starting to get a little bit yellow and brown. I'm going to add in all the ingredients. So first I'm going to just start by dumping in a bunch of water, kind of eyeballing it, how much I'm having there. Probably at least 6 cups, I would say. And then I'm going to add in a scoop of vegetable bouillon, and also the vegetables, in this case the potatoes and the celery. Dump it right on in there. And then I'm gonna wait to put the chickpeas in because the chickpeas are already cooked. And so I want to give the potatoes and the celery a little bit of a chance to cook on their own. And while the onions were cooking, I also activated my rice cooker over here. So I'm gonna have 4 cups or 2 cups of rice, put 4 cups of water ready for me when this soup and the salad are ready. Rice goes really well either way. So I'm going to wait for the potatoes to cook a little bit more, and then I'm going to add in a half of a jar of strained tomatoes. It could also be pasta sauce if you have, whatever works, to get sort of a richer base. You could think of this soup as kind of like a minestrone, except instead of using red kidney beans, I'm using chickpeas. So I'm going to add that in, and then I'm going to add the chickpeas in and let it cook all together for a few minutes just so all the flavors come together. So while that is finishing up cooking, I'm going to prepare the salad. And so you see I've transferred the chickpeas there. I've let them cool down a little bit, run them under some cold water. And now make sure you pay very close attention because the next part is very complicated. Taking the vegetables, pouring it right on in there. And I'm gonna add on a little bit of lemon juice. I squeezed half of a lemon here. And I'm gonna put on some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar with a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's about it. You can, of course, add in other things, other herbs, other vegetables, but that's about it. And so that's as simple as it gets. And this salad is gonna make, I would say, at least 6 or 7 servings right there. So it's gonna be something that I'm gonna be able to eat with my family tonight, and then we're gonna have leftovers for later in the week, which is the intention. And the same thing is gonna be true of the soup. So I've taken the final steps with the soup. I added in the tomato and the chickpeas and mixed it all together. Put salt and pepper to taste when it's ready. I mixed together all of the salad that's here. It's looking very nice, fresh. And my rice is almost done. So both of these dishes go great with rice, like I said, or bread or any other type of grain, quinoa, barley, anything like that. So in total, let me check the clock right now, it's 5:46. I spent around about an hour doing this, and I have more than enough food for 10 people tonight, plus additional servings later. And of course, if you're from a smaller family or you're cooking for yourself, you're not going to want to cook these quantities, and you're probably not going to want to have chickpeas day after day after day. But the good news about the soup is that it freezes very well, and the salad, especially if you put lemon juice on it, will stay good for up to a week in your fridge. So you can space things out, you can have healthy things that are ready for you, ready to go. Very easy to get some bread or anything else while you're out, supermarket, bakery, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the delicious world of chickpeas.